I hope you've now found your growth mindset. Don't worry if you're not quite there yet. By reflecting frequently on your attitude towards learning, you can always grow your growth mindset, just like your many intelligences, the subject of this chapter. As we've seen, a fixed mindset sees intelligence as predetermined, but it also generally considers only a certain type of intelligence. Again, this has to do with the ideas that sit behind the IQ model, which focuses only on two of our multiple intelligences, the logical mathematical and the verbal linguistic. Today, I want to introduce you to the theory of multiple intelligences developed by Howard Gardner at Harvard University. As I describe these multiple intelligences, pay attention to how each intelligence resonates with you. Some might resonate more than others. Think about the extent to which you feel you've already developed each kind of intelligence. Let's start with logical mathematical intelligence. This is all about how good you are at identifying connections, categorizing, and reading patterns. For example, this kind of intelligence is used when you do mental calculations or design a database. Reflect for a moment. How does that resonate with you? Next, we have verbal linguistic intelligence. This is about spoken and written language. It's used when you deliver a speech or write an article, an email, a sales pitch, or a poem, for example. How does that resonate with you? Now look at visual spatial intelligence. This is about identifying shapes, distance, designs, and color. You use it when you draw a picture or do a puzzle or decorate an interior, for example. Next, we have physical intelligence. This is about coordinating your muscles, motor, and sensory systems. You use it when you run or dance or even feed yourself. Would you say you're physically intelligent? Naturalistic intelligence is used to connect and adjust to your natural surroundings. For example, when you do the gardening. Next, there's musical rhythmic intelligence, which you use to recognize sounds, rhythms, tones, and so on. And then there are two intelligences that work very closely together. Interpersonal intelligence, which is about relating to other human beings by sensing their emotions and thoughts and motives. You use this whenever you're interacting with other people, when you say hello, when you take care of a loved one, when you're trying to negotiate or persuade someone, for example. And intrapersonal intelligence is about relating to yourself. It's about understanding what you yourself feel, want, and need. You use this kind of intelligence to manage your emotions, actions, and behaviors. Everyone has many intelligences, and many people believe there are more than the ones we've just heard about. Now pause the video and make a drawing of your own multiple intelligences. First, draw a circle and divide it into 8 sections, one for each intelligence. Then think about what level you feel you're at for each kind of intelligence. And finally, color in each section to the level at which you are currently. Remember that none of your intelligences is static. They're all dynamic, and you can nurture and develop them all. Think about which ones you might want to develop in yourself. Just as we all have different kinds of intelligence, we all have different preferred learning styles. These are the ways we're used to learning, or the ways we learn most easily. We can distinguish between 7 different learning styles. Visual, learning through images. Auditory, learning through listening. Linguistic, learning by reading or speaking. Practical, learning by doing. Reflexive, learning by inner reflection. Social, learning with others. And logical, learning by developing logical connections. You'll usually combine these styles when you're learning, but some styles may be more effective or natural for you than others. And any style can be used to develop any of your multiple intelligences, as well as to learn any subject or any skill. Recognizing your preferred learning styles is helpful so that you can use them intentionally and be as effective as possible in your learning. It's also helpful to explore various learning methods. In the text that accompanies this course, you'll find a list of 71 learning methods organized by learning styles. This list was developed by Maurice Gibbons, an expert in self-directed learning, and it should be very helpful throughout your learning practice. Before you go on to the next chapter, I'd like to invite you to do 2 exercises which are explained in detail in the course text. First, use the list of 71 learning methods to identify the methods that you know are most effective for you, as well as the methods that you've never used. Secondly, choose 3 different learning methods, ones that you've never used before, to learn 3 relatively simple things that you find fun, like making a souffle, for example, or learning a new card trick, or learning the lyrics to a new song. By doing this, you'll understand better what a learning method is and what works for you. In the next part of the course, we're going to go through some learning principles that are useful in becoming an effective self-directed learner.